So, slight drama there, getting out of the dummy grid for Kai Hunter, due to start on 6th position, the outside of row number 3. But it's Yannick Stiak who will start from pole position. Alfie Briggs from Great Britain will be alongside. Lewis Gilbert, one of our heat winners from earlier on, looking to start from the inside of row number 2 on position number 3. He'll have championship protagonist Kai Rilets on the outside on row 2. Alexander Abkazava and hopefully Kai Hunter will be able to retake his position. They will complete row number 3. Rashid Ghanem and current championship leader Sean Butcher, row number 4. Devian Horst and Nico Hanke complete the top 10 positions. Zombar Kovac and Mats Johan Overhoff ran out the top 12 ahead of Elia Galvanin and James Johnson. Jason Leung and Sam Bergstein, row 8. Philip Vava and Jan Schmidt, row 9, with Matthias Krohn, Buzz Janssen and Matteo Richter rounding out the 21-strong grid. So the drivers will get themselves lined up and ready ahead of 10 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. So could we have a 4th different winner from 4 heats in senior Rotax, or could we have our first double winner of the day? Red lights ignited on the starting gantry, and Kai Hunter takes up his position on the grid in 6th, outside of Alexander Abkazava. Right then, out of turn number 14, as the sunshine shines on the circuit, into the tram lines, revs rise, lights are out, we're off and racing. Good start from Alfie Briggs, and he's pushing and squeezing Yannick Stiak. And Rilets trying to keep to the outside. It's 3 wide going into the corner. Lewis Gilbert gets a little bit of a touch as they head down to turn 4 for the first time. And there's been a bit of a drama, and Kai Rilets has ended up involved in the incident through no fault of his own. And there were 2 other carts that have also gone off of turn number 5. And one of which is the 836 of Philip Vava from Spain. So everyone gets back circulating. But at the moment, it is the 339 of Yannick Stiak, who I think is leading the race, which is confirmed in my line of sight. Lewis Gilbert in 2nd. 3rd, it's Kai Hunter. 4th, it's going to be Alexander Abkazava from Georgia. I think it's been an easy one. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on where Alfie Briggs is at the moment, because he was on the front row as they come across the line. Stiak leads by just over 6/10 from Gilbert. Hunter in 3rd. Abkazava, Kovac, Galvanin, Ghanem, Leung and Johnson. Alfie Briggs down in 10th position, having started on the outside of the front row. He's having a bit of a battle on his hands. He's got Mats Johan Overhoff just going around the outside of him. And just behind them is Devian Rost from the Netherlands in the 3-4-5. 8.5 minutes to go. As Rilets now starting to catch those in front. He currently sits in what looks to be, that is 18th position or so. He's got to make some moves up the order to try and help his chances for tomorrow. Devian Ross really getting his elbows stuck out at the moment, battling away with Matthias Krohn as Kai Hunter now goes into battle with Lewis Gilbert. The 2 Brits side by side. Gilbert keeps in front on the racing line through turns 1 and 2. Into the sweeper at 3. Hunter might go for the move if he gets the window of opportunity, but he thinks better of it on this occasion. So Alexander Abkazava has just had Zombar Kovac go around the outside of him through turn number 6. Elia Galvanin is a little bit further adrift. Looks like Philip Vava might have pulled into the pit lane and might have stopped. I'm not 100% sure. I'm waiting for the Spaniard to cross the line. Kai Hunter closing in on Lewis Gilbert, but Yannick Stiak is starting to pull away. There's a gap of about 7/10 of a second as they come out of turns 13 and 14. Hunter sweeps to the outside of Gilbert like he did last lap. Gilbert goes on the defensive. Hunter slots in behind through turns 1 and 2 and again through 3. Down into the braking zone once more for turn 4. Hunter really hustling along Gilbert and looks to the inside. Nice move by Hunter through on turn number 5 up into what will be now second position for the Brits. So Nico Hanke and Philip Vava look to have been eliminated from the race. A real shame for the pair. The 8.26 from Germany and the 8.36 from Austria out after the first lap. Now Hunter will start chasing after the current race leader as we're on to the near conclusion of lap number 4. Phillips is making some steady progress up the field. He's currently sitting in 16th ahead of Mateo Richter from the Czech Republic. Sean Butcher now up into P12. It's not been an easy start for the current championship leader either in this race. But now you can see that both Hunter and Gilbert are closing in on Janis Diak. And there is a distinct dry line starting to form on turns 1 and 2. So the track is evolving. We are now less than 60 seconds per lap. Fastest lap of the race last time round. It's the driver in second position. That's Kai Hunter. He put in a 58.859. So at one point or another, there is a distinct dry line now starting to form around this circuit. I can see it through turns 4, turns 5, 6, 7, 9. So these wet weather tyres are starting to disperse the water at a significant rate of knots. Now with the top 3 very, very close together. They were just under 9/10 of a second apart after the first 4 laps. Stiak is now going to have to start defending very, very shortly. Goes on to the standing water to cool the tyres. So at least they don't get absolutely obliterated. And sometimes a bit of conservation can help you in certain circumstances, depending if any weather shifts happen again. Just over 4.5 minutes remaining. Phillips now starting to close up a little bit more. He's about 1.7 seconds off of Alfie Briggs. That was over 1.2 seconds quicker than the Brit on the previous lap. And the lap time before that was a 59.7 for the Belgian, just 16 years of age. And former 2-time junior Rotax champion over the last 2 seasons before making his senior Rotax debut at last year's Rotax Max Euro Golden Trophy at Karting Genk. Top 3 now covered by just over 1.4 seconds. Elia Galvanin and Zsombor Kovac are into battle. This is for 4th position. Kovac decides to go through the standing water puddle after the start-finish line to cool the tyres. Alexander Abkazava, another run up into the top 10 for James Johnson, as he is currently sitting in 7th place, having started 14th. So really got to manage these tyres. Janis Diak last time round did a 58.252 second lap time. Oh, right, so we've got a little bit of drama. There is one driver off of turn number 5, apparently might have lost a wheel. And that kart is now not going anywhere, and the driver walking away, and I would suspect that could be Kai Hillertz, judging by the race helmet I've just seen, my line of sight, and that looks to be the case. So maybe through the result of that incident, that a wheel might have been nudged loose, so to speak, through the impact. So it wasn't just one, it was 2. As all, there's a bit of a tangle, very, very close indeed. Kovac went on the offensive, and Galvanin might have got a little bit of a touch. But Kovac now goes through into turn 5 and now takes what will be 4th position. And that is the case, that it is Kai Hillertz who is now effectively our 3rd confirmed retired driver from this race. Down to 18 drivers with Sam Bergstein, and the 319 being at the back end of the grid behind Buzz Janssen. So 2 Dutch drivers rounding out the field. But keeping my eyes on the front of everything, Janis Diak is still having to battle with Kai Hunter. And they both go through the initial standing water. And the gap between them is just over 0.3 of a second. And Stiak was fractionally quicker than Hunter on that particular occasion. Kovac, in the meantime, now has a 0.9 of a second advantage over Galvanin. James Johnson, in the meantime, has got past Alexander Abkazava. So the Brit now up 8 places from 14th to 6th position. I know his partner and the kids are watching at home. Hello, Amy. Hello, kids. Hope you're doing well. 1 minute 35 still to go on the clock. And good to see Mats-Johan Overhoff in the top 10. He's actually just been passed by Sean Butcher, who goes up to 9th place. Rashid Ghanem in 8th. Jason Leung outside of the top 10 in 12th place behind Denmark's Matthias Krohn in the number 825. Alfie Briggs running in the top 13 as Jan Schmidt and Matteo Richter round out the top 15. Just over a minute to go, and Kai Hunter looking to try and see if he can have an opportunity of getting past Janis Stiak. But Stiak has been wise to every potential attack that Hunter might have thought about. Stiak in the running for this year's senior Rotax crown in the Rotax Max Challenge Germany Championship. And a little bit of a different racing line from Kai Hunter as opposed to Janis Stiak, as that dry line is really starting to showcase. So the crossover point of going from wets to slicks is probably a lot closer than people might anticipate, because that wonderful burst of sunshine that we had as we got the race underway, as we go onto our penultimate lap number 10 out of 11. So Lewis Gilbert, a little bit of a sideways drift there from Kai Hunter as he turns the kart into turn 3. But a very, very controlled drift there from the driver from Sunderland. So timer has expired as we're about to come to the conclusion of our 4th out of 6 senior Rotax heats today, 6 in total. And each driver, their score will be based on the results of the 3 heats they compete in over the course of the day. So 18 drivers rounded out by Devin Horst from the Netherlands. This time around, Janis Stiak will be the driver on this occasion that will see the last lap board first. So over 1,200 metres left to go. And he has a 0.4 of a second advantage over the driver in second. As Hunter, again, the back end seems to be a little bit, not sketchy, but a little bit loose, if you were to use the NASCAR analogy, as it went out to the left-hand side as he turned it into turn 3. So I'm not too sure how much purchase he's got left, or how many grooves there are left on that set of rear Mojo wet tyres. Going through into turns 9 and 10. 4 more corners to go. And Janis Stiak has done a great job at the front of the field, having started from pole position. But it could be a bit close for comfort, because Kai Hunter is closing into turn 12, and Hunter gets the switchback. Oh, he's pulling alongside. This could be a run to turn 13. Hunter's going to get the inside line. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch between the pair. But they're going to come out of the final corner, and Hunter takes the win by just over 0.3 of a second. Slightest of touches there between the two. Lewis Gilbert takes another solid top 3 finish, winning his first heat and taking 3rd in this one. Zsombor Kovac from Hungary and Elia Galvanin from Italy ran out the top 5. Good old James Johnson curtailing his 14-year karting career this weekend. Another great finish, now 6th. So 7th in the first one, 6th in this one. He had a championship leader, Sean Butcher, with Rashid Ghanem, Alexander Abkazava and Matthias Krohn rounding out the top 10. And the Dane in the 825 made his way from 19th to the top 10. In 11th, it was Canada's Jason Leung, with Mats-Johan Overhoff taking 12th place in the 355. Alfie Briggs started on the outside of the front row, but would finish in 13th position, ahead of Austria's Jan Schmidt with Sam Bergstein from the Netherlands completing the top 15. Bas Janssen, Matteo Richter, and soon to be Devian Hurst set to cross the line. They will be the 18 finishers Unfortunately, Kai Gillets would be out of the race on lap number 6, apparently with a loose wheel on the Sodi Kart chassis after an incident early doors. Nico Handke and Philip Vava would also be casualties, ending their race on lap 1.